Hi, everybody. I hope you're all well. Please take a minute and stop by. The first thing I'm going to address is the rumor now running wild that there will be a Balmoral Summit at which the removal of Harry's titles will be discussed. Well, my dear friends, the so-called Balmoral Summit takes place every year. It has been a long-standing tradition that as soon as all the senior members of the royal family have arrived, it is tradition to have a meeting. It is often the first time in months they get to catch up with one another due to their busy schedules. These talks are private, and often not even private secretaries are privy to what will be talked about or what was talked about. I don't know whether King Charles has changed any of that, but that is how it used to be. After this meeting or summit, everyone is off the hook and officially on holiday. Does that mean they will or they won't talk about Harry's titles and position? Well, I don't know. Nobody, as far as I know, even knows that. It is 100% possible because so much has transpired this year, and with all these fake royal tours happening, I'm sure there are a few senior members who are irritated beyond belief. It has also come to my attention that the king has indeed been advised to do something to distance the monarchy from Harry and Meghan and their pretend royal tours. So what is the king to do then? Write to every place Harry and Meghan visit and inform them that Harry and Meghan no longer represents the monarchy? I mean, he could, but it would look so petty. So yes, like we have been saying for the past 3 years now, the best for all would be to put these titles in abeyance so that it is indeed clear that it will be Mr. and Mrs. Henry Windsor visiting and not Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and his wife, the Duchess of Sussex. But guys, the truth is that Harry's titles and role in the monarchy had been discussed 101 times since 2021. It had been discussed privately, it had been discussed formally, it had been discussed in Parliament, it had been discussed at the Privy Council, it had been discussed in meetings between King Charles and Prince William, meetings between King Charles and the courtiers. I mean, so many meetings, more times than I can count. However, let us just assume that they have now had it with Harry and Meghan and have indeed decided to draw the line. Then we will likely not know about it until months from now. Unless Hairball and his wife springs a leak, of course, because the only title the king can remove with maybe only the input and or approval of the Privy Council would be Harry's princely title, and that he can do purely via a letters patent to Parliament. I mean, a few lines and a signature. All Harry's other titles, Duke of Sussex, Earl of Dumbarton, and Baron Kilkeel, have to be removed as an Act of Parliament. You see, Duke, Baron, and Earl are actually hereditary peerage titles, what used to be called in the olden days landed gentry, because the titles were often tied to a piece of land or even a county. The Duke of Sussex is, however, a royal dukedom, an honorary title, a rank, as a prince with a ducal title is of higher rank than a prince without a ducal title. The only two peerage titles in the royal family which are truly inherited titles, real peerages, landed titles, are the Duke of Lancaster and the Duke of Cornwall. All the others are honorary royal titles, but they are also peerage titles by the nature of the words, the name by nature of the titles in itself. Now, peerage titles can only be removed by Parliament. Last year, Parliament wanted to change legislation so that the King could also remove peerage titles. But the King vetoed it and got Rishi Sunak to agree with him. So, as things stand right now, only Parliament can remove peerage titles like Duke, Earl, and Baron, even if in reality, like in Harry's case, they are more honorary royal titles. So let's say the king really, really had enough of Harry exploiting his titles. He will be more likely to discuss it with Sir Keir Starmer when he comes to visit than with the rest of the family. And if that is the case, then we'll likely only hear about it when it is being tabled in Parliament. So what do I think? Will the family talk about Harry and Meghan at the Balmoral Family Summit? I don't know, but possibly, maybe, almost, I would say very likely. But will something come of it? Will anything really happen? I'm not so sure. I honestly do not think the king will ever strip Harry of his princely title. But I think with the new push now coming from more than the public, he may very well ask Sir Keir Starmer to table the removal of the other titles. But even that, I'm really not so sure about that either. Like I said, there had been so many previous meetings and talks before, and nothing happened. I've asked my one trusted insider source, but I have not heard anything back yet. I just think he may have dropped a hint if he heard anything about the king starting procedures to strip Harry. Or, maybe not. He has told me before, I'm not going to tell you even if I knew, so maybe no, maybe he wouldn't have told me. Anyway, I did send him a DM this morning, so let's wait and see. Okay, now I touched on the children again yesterday, Archie and Lily. Many people think that if Harry is removed from the line of succession, his children will automatically be removed. Now, that is not true. The Bill of Rights and Act of Settlement makes it quite clear. After the amendments of 2013, one of the last passages read, anyone ineligible to succeed is treated as if they are dead. That person's descendants are not disqualified unless they are personally ineligible. So let's say that one day Harry's position in the line of succession is made null and void because he is never going to return to Britain and because of his slandering of the monarchy and the country and traitorous behavior. Then his kids will, however, still remain and will even move up a position if Daddy-O goes bio. So at some point, one will have to remind the king and parliament that the mystery surrounding the children needs to be addressed as well. You see, because removing Harry is not going to solve the problem. Meghan is the problem. Okay, Harry is the problem as well because, I hold him as much responsible as I do Meghan. But Meghan is the one who fuels the fire. And even if Harry loses his Duke of Sussex title and she, by implication, her Duchess of Sussex title, she will still be the mother of the fifth and sixth in line to the throne. That is, if Harry is kicked out. And that will still tie her to the royal family. However, in my not so humble opinion, the children are already ineligible. Archie is now 5 and will be 6 in May next year. And I don't know about you, but I have not yet seen his original birth certificate. And to date, we still do not know who the attending physician was, the one who assisted with his birth. To date, no one stood up and put their hand up and said, I am the doctor, I am the OBGYN who assisted with Archie's birth. I can swear under oath that I helped that child out of the body of Meghan Markle. No such thing, nothing. Now, what could have been easier than that? Nothing. So why is no physician actually doing that? Why is there no doctor who's prepared to get involved? I tell you what I think. I think when Dr. Law's husband stated that his wife did not assist with the birth, Meghan's bubble was burst. She did not expect that Dr. Law or a family member would dispute her lie. She thought because she was who she was or who she still is, they would just keep quiet. So she had to scramble and came up with Dr. Gowrie Motha, not expecting someone like me to actually phone the Portland and to be told that Dr. Motha has no privileges at the Portland. So, King Charles, Harry and Meghan, who took that child out of Meghan's body? Unless or until the three of you can tell us who the witness or witnesses were who saw Meghan Markle give birth to that child is ineligible to be in the line of succession under the current act governing the line of succession. Now, this is not me being nasty. It is the rules and laws of the United Kingdom, and I did not write them. I also want to know why you, the palace, want to silence a retiring hospital administrator who already admitted that Meghan Markle did not give birth to Archie, and if she did, it certainly was not in the Portland hospital. Okay, so my friends, the facts remain that as things are at the moment, there is no proof whatsoever that Archie was born from the body of Meghan Markle or was even born at the Portland. So one way or another, the public is being lied to. And as all other royal children are born under the same rules and laws, then why not Archie? I therefore reiterate that unless those questions are answered and the proof provided, Archie is lawfully ineligible to be in the line of succession. The same goes for Lily. The birth certificate published for Lily is rubbish, bull dust. Her father, her legal guardian on her birth certificate, cannot be first name, the Duke of Sussex, no second name, and last name, His Royal Highness. There is no such person. If Harry is to be stripped of his ducal title tomorrow, then effectively, according to this birth certificate, Lily will not have a father. What if Harry passes away tomorrow and the title passes to Archie? Well, then legally, according to this birth certificate, Archie will become Lily's father. I mean, it is Absolute BS. It is not real, not a legitimate or acceptable birth certificate. It is a worthless piece of paper being sent out because the authorities and Harry and Meghan think we are all stupid and easily fooled. So, here we have yet another child in the line of succession without even a legitimate birth certificate, or at least one that we've seen. No proof Meghan birthed that child from her body. A friend of mine actually phoned the cottage hospital the day after Lily's supposed birth, and no one even knew who Meghan Markle was. The worst is that Buckingham Palace has been informed of all of this and more. I personally wrote 2 letters, but they choose to ignore it. Instead of telling Harry, listen, bring those documents or else, they choose to ignore it and ignore us. But now, with all the unhappiness and dissatisfaction of the British people, I think the palace is running scared. Remember, the monarch and the entire royal family are in those positions as a result of the will of the people. The people of Britain can remove them from their positions via a referendum. So the more this disinformation, the lies, the cover-ups heap up and the fake royals run rampant, the bigger the chance that the day will come where the people of Britain, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and all the other countries of the realm will stand up and say, enough! We've been lied to more than enough. So yes, although I think it is virtually impossible to know what the royals will discuss at Balmoral, be it their 10-year plan or whatever, I do think it is possible that Harry's position in the monarchy will be talked about. Whether it will bring along change, well, that is up for debate, and I'm not sure about that. We will have to wait and see. But if I hear anything, I will definitely share it with you. So until we meet again on the next video, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.